Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. Legal expert highlights factors that can take XRP above $3.40 this year. And so they're talking about all-time high territory. So I'm going to do a minimal amount of table setting here because, as I'm assuming all of you know, XRP does in fact have legal clarity, and that's a fairly important piece of what led to this conversation in the first place. But it's interesting to get a take from a legal mind. I think a lot of us listen to all sorts of different chart analysts. I know I do, even though I'm not one. I don't want to be a chart analyst. That would just bore me to death. But I do appreciate the perspective from chart analysts because a lot of them, especially the good ones, they put a lot of time into the work that they do. And some of them have incredible hit rates in terms of accuracy. But it's interesting to see what the implications from a legal perspective could be when it comes to the idea of XRP hitting a new all-time high, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a virtual certainty so long as we don't have some sort of weird black swan event. If we're going to have like a full cycle where alts all have the opportunity equally to reach that level, it would just be bizarre to me if XRP doesn't take part in that. That does not compute. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So I want to highlight, when it comes to XRP legal clarity, I want to highlight this, what's on your screen right now. Because it's not just the case that Judge Torres ended up declaring specifically that XRP itself is not a security. It's that the SEC wrote to the court, meaning they wrote to Judge Torres, and the SEC wrote that they agree. And so I shared this screen grab of that exact moment. This is a filing from the SEC to Judge Torres, and the part in the red box here is what's relevant, which reads as follows. It says, and the SEC does not seek appellate review of any holding relating to the fact that the underlying assets here are nothing but computer code with no inherent value. I shared that screen grab on August 18th, 2023 on social media platform X, and I wrote the following. The SEC is now blatantly stating they are not challenging Judge Torres' decision that XRP is not a security. Anyone that says the Judge Rakoff comment is a threat is mistaken, as even the SEC doesn't believe that. And then I credited attorney Bill Morgan, who was the first in our community to point this fact out from this document that was filed to Judge Torres. And as far as the Judge Rakoff stuff, I don't need to get too... It's not, for the purpose of this video, it's not particularly important, but he took issue with some of what Judge Torres ruled ultimately. But that's again, too far outside the scope of this video, so I'll just mention that. And then there was John Deaton's Crypto Law Organization responded on August 18th to what I posted there and said, it's as if the original complaint, which called XRP a digital asset security, and the SEC's own articulation of the embodiment theory of why XRP itself was a security, never happened. Shows you how badly Torres hobbled them with her ruling. And isn't that something? Because the embodiment theory stated that XRP itself, it was the embodiment of all of Ripple's efforts, promises, so on and so forth. That's why it embodied it. So it was the security. It's the same as saying XRP is the security, but here they're saying the exact opposite, pretending that they never did that. Because the SEC attorneys are a bunch of lying asshat pricks. Spawns of Satan, winged creatures. Whew. And so I wrote back to Crypto Law and said, yep, I couldn't help but chuckle upon first reading the screen grab above, where they call the argument spurious. That's the game they've been playing for years, though. They'll tell you they're not arguing XRP is a security, but then in the next breath, make arguments that functionally argue XRP is a security. But this changes everything. I've never seen anything like this from the SEC. They've thrown in the towel and said they won't push further on this topic. They're going out of their way to make sure the world knows XRP is not a security, that they agree with the Torres ruling on that key point, and that they won't make a legal move in opposition to that. Wow. Okay, I wanted to make sure that's all fresh in your heads because this is relevant to some key stuff here. And so in the article from the Crypto Basic, again titled, Legal expert highlights factors that can take XRP above $3.40 this year. Despite XRP's underperformance recently, attorney Bill Morgan still believes it can reach a new all-time high this year. For many investors, XRP's performance has been disappointing as the coin seems to be missing out on the ongoing bull run. While the prices of most crypto assets, including Bitcoin and ETH, have spiked tremendously recently, XRP has remained around the 60-cent level for weeks. It bears mentioning that XRP's low performance has been attributed to the ongoing legal tussle between the SEC and Ripple. The lawsuit, which was introduced in December 2020, has had a devastating impact on the coin. So I'll pause to say, I agree with the idea that XRP, in terms of adoption and where the price is now, absolutely tremendously harmed over a span of years. Unquestionably true. But is the lawsuit still holding the coin down? Is it still holding XRP down? I don't buy that for a second. More on that. We'll circle back to that. But piece continues. For instance, XRP missed out on the last bull cycle in 2021 as a result of the lawsuit. While multiple crypto assets reached new all-time highs in 2021, XRP could not break its previous all-time high of $3.40 recorded in January of 2018. Despite XRP's low performance in recent times, prominent legal expert Bill Morgan speculated that the coin can still reach a new all-time high this year after the resolution of the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit. To back up his prediction, Morgan highlighted 4 factors that could propel XRP for a surge above $3.40. Okay, so let me take you to what started all this. I don't need to read the rest of the article. Let's go straight to the source. There was a post yesterday from attorney Bill Morgan, and he wrote the following. Time to buy some more XRP. With Bitcoin at or touching all-time high and XRP at 62 cents and near all-time low against Bitcoin, time is ripe. You know what he means by that, though. So, and it's true, though. Like, I firmly believe what he's stating is accurate. My personal opinion here. But there's plenty of historic precedent dating back to 2014 that when XRP priced in Bitcoin looks this dismal, it happens at moments right before it just rockets to the upside. And because eventually the dam breaks. That's the deal, folks. Eventually there's such a disparity, such a huge gap with XRP. Even if XRP is moving sideways, so in terms of what it's worth in United States dollars, if Bitcoin just keeps taking off, eventually people recognize this. People start buying XRP, and then other people recognize, wow, this is a pretty big gap, and then they start buying. And then eventually, when it starts moving up enough, you get people buying XRP just because other people are doing it, even if they don't know what the hell XRP is, because humans are completely ridiculous. That's what happens. And I'm counting on XRP or humans to continue to be acting in completely ridiculous ways with their hard-earned money, even as it pertains to XRP price movement. Why wouldn't it? A green candle's a green candle, folks. It's not about, dog with hat? What? Pepe? Like, guys, dog eCoin Doge? Like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I think that Bill Morgan makes a lot of sense there. And nobody knows for sure what's going to happen with XRP price action. I'm just telling you in a general sense what my conviction is and where I think roughly it's going to go. But I'm not going to make a price prediction, and I could be wrong. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen with XRP price action. But I feel very strongly this is the way that I do. And then you have XRP community member Sherry respond to attorney Bill Morgan. And I'm not sure what Sherry's background is, but she's had all sorts of insightful takes from a legal perspective. So I don't know if she's a lawyer herself, but she's had some very good insights throughout the entirety of the SEC v. Ripple case. Certainly no slouch. She responded to Bill Morgan, and she doesn't seem to have the same confidence. And that's fine. Not everybody does. This is not an attack on Sherry, obviously, for sure not. But Sherry wrote to Bill Morgan and said, I plan to actually reduce my exposure. Small amount today, and then more shortly after the last brief is filed. Should the SEC file an appeal soon after the judge rules on remedies, I don't want to stick around for that and miss another bull run. So, I gotta admit, I was pretty surprised by that, knowing how insightful Sherry has been throughout the SEC v. Ripple case. And everyone's entitled to their opinion. I was just admittedly a little bit surprised. But who knows? Maybe she's right and I'm wrong. I'll tell you my take too. But I don't think the market cares. And so here's what I wrote. SEC attorneys wrote to the court stating they have no intent to appeal the status of XRP as proclaimed by Judge Torres. Separately, I'll note that I don't think the market cares what happens with the rest of the Ripple/SEC lawsuit. Okay, so folks, that's why I took the time. I took a couple minutes at the outset of this video to refresh your memories and show you the specifics where even the SEC was like, yeah, what are you talking about? It's computer code, no inherent value. And by the way, when they wrote in no inherent value, like some people might be offended by that. The SEC wrote that right here. Maybe they were trying to be offensive. I don't know. I don't care because I don't think that any cryptocurrency has inherent value. I don't think any crypto has intrinsic value. I think its value is derived from people who use it for stuff. If people use it for stuff, that's value. But it's not innately there. It's computer code. If I write computer code and then I just keep it to myself and don't launch it, and there's no blockchain launched, nobody's using it, it's not valuable, so it certainly wouldn't have intrinsic value, right? So I actually don't take issue with that. I just wanted to mention that just as an aside. But I really don't think that the market cares. Even if there's a successful appeal, the SEC wrote they're not appealing the part about XRP. To be clear, if there's an appeal, what will not be a part of that is the status of XRP. For sure, full stop, it's not. That's just how the law works. It's not going to be. And in fact, the reason is because the legal status of XRP isn't something that was technically, that was asked to be ruled on by the SEC. But since Judge Torres wrote what she wrote, that is the law. So that's why the SEC stuck. That's what's so cool about this. So even if there's an appeal, I just can't imagine. Okay, fine, I can imagine. I don't think it's remotely probable that you're going to see XRP price take a hit. And even if you did, I think it would be a blip on the radar. I don't think people actually care because XRP is safe, period. It just is. And so again, Sherry feels differently, and that's fine. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I could be. I don't think I am. But anyway, Sherry wrote back to me and said, that is correct. However, the clarity for XRP did not create demand, and the current price reflects that. If Ripple's lawsuit continues on, in theory, their level of business outreach might be affected. Well, I would agree that if the lawsuit continues, it could impact Ripple, but it's not going to. I don't see why it would impact XRP, especially for this bull cycle. I don't see why that would happen. Because, I mean, even with Ripple, like, they're still using it for on-demand liquidity all over the damn planet. So if it's a holdup for one developer building on top of the XRP ledger for any quarter touch in the United States, okay. But in all reality, there are tons of ways that Ripple can have a workaround about this. And they've talked a little bit about it publicly. David Schwartz has talked about it a little bit publicly. So I don't think, I'd have a hard time imagining that this would cause the market to freak out. And even if there's a dip, I would have a hard time believing it's something that would not be remedied quickly. I could see a blip on the radar maybe, but I'm not even convinced necessarily that would happen, because XRP period has legal clarity. And then as far as it not creating demand, well, understand, like, there weren't new people jumping into crypto when the news broke that XRP had legal clarity. The only people that gave a damn were the people that were already in crypto. Nobody else even knows what the hell XRP is. So we were at a moment in time where, in terms of price action, crypto was heading the wrong way. It was heading down. For months after XRP got legal clarity, it was heading down. So, and knowing that XRP follows Bitcoin, to think that that's the reason, like, people just don't, like, that's some sort of bad sign for XRP, to me, that doesn't compute. And again, that's just my opinion. And if I'm wrong, I could be wrong. I just don't think that is the reason for it. It's pretty clear there was a bit of excitement on the news. That stuff happens in crypto, right? And then it went back down quickly. Again, that stuff happens in crypto. But other than that, XRP is moving in lockstep with the market. It's been moving up since the recent bottoms, right? So take that for what it's worth. So my post to Sherry was reposted by attorney Bill Morgan, and that's what they wrote the Crypto Basic article about, what he has on the screen right here. And this makes a ton of sense to me. So that's why I'm making this video. I think this makes a ton of sense, and it's interesting to get the perspective from somebody who does have a legal mind, is in the legal profession. And so here's what he said. No appeal will disturb the finding XRP itself is not a security. You are correct. The SEC said it will not appeal that finding. The market took it into account as the short-term price rises showed. I think the market did care about the lawsuit, but the impact on XRP price was baked in by early 2021. When the lawsuit ends, though, regardless of the penalty, I think the market will react positively. The market needs to see, and then he names 4 things. Number 1, legal clarity on the status of the asset itself. 2, the lawsuit finally ended. 3, XRP being sold on U.S. exchanges. 4, Ripple still able to sell its XRP and use XRP in its cross-border payments and liquidity solutions in the U.S. and not the subject of a business stultifying permanent injunction. And then he wrote, we only have 1 and 3. So again, what he's stating is we have legal clarity and XRP is on exchanges. We have 2 out of the 4 that he listed there is what he's noting. So he says we only have 1 and 3 now thanks to Judge Torres. 2 and 4 will unlock the deferred massive impacts of 1 and 3. And then he wrote, this is the most consequential part that we all care about. He wrote, the lawsuit still matters, but XRP can reach all-time high this year without 2 and 4. Yeah, and I would agree with that, especially that last sentence. Regardless of that, regardless of 2 and 4, I still believe XRP can and will hit a new all-time high, so long as we have if the rest of the alts take off. It doesn't compute to me that XRP wouldn't, because the market's not going to give a damn in euphoria. Ooh, a new green candle, shiny. Like, take my money. Like, that's how humans behave. Why would XRP not be a part of it? Especially now that there's, it's not a leper anymore. Like it's not being attacked by the SEC. Like in 2021, it was viewed as a leper, basically. Ew, get that thing out of here. Go live in the woods. Like we don't have that anymore. XRP is now unshackled. We don't have to worry about that. And then, so as far as point number 2, he said the market needs to see the lawsuit finally ended. He could be right. I'm not convinced of that. Like I said, I've been saying it throughout the video. I'm not convinced. I could be wrong. I admit that. I don't think the market's going to care. And then as far as XRP utility, it's being used, even if you think that what Ripple's doing with it actually matters to the market, even though there's not really great evidence to show that, XRP is still being used in Ripple payments as a bridge currency throughout the entire world today. So if you think that, it not being used in any corridor touching the United States, say it never could be again for some weird reason, I don't think it's going to happen, but say that was the case, that one thing would cause XRP to not hit a new all-time high. It's just hard to believe. Like that would be very difficult to believe. But again, Bill Morgan even said, the lawsuit still matters, but XRP can reach all-time high this year without 2 and 4. And so I do agree with that. In theory, I guess it could matter to some degree. I'm not really convinced of it. He could be right, though. You guys can tell me what you think. I'm just a dude on the internet talking, so I know I could be wrong, but I look at what the market, like having been in the space for over 6 years, I look at how humans behave, and there have been, as far as I'm aware, 0 news events initiated by Ripple that have impacted the price of XRP. 0. I haven't seen a single good news event, for example, from Ripple, and then the price goes up. I can't think of a single one. Now, obviously, the SEC attacking Ripple, that's an SEC-initiated thing. That's not something Ripple did. That would be the SEC impacting the price of XRP. Yeah, that's true. And then we got the good resolution. Yeah, okay, well, that was because of what the SEC initiated here. So I still think it's coming no matter what. I don't know. I'll stop yammering on here, but you guys let me know what you think. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.